Okay, this is a short video to tell you what goes on day in and day out on this golf course on the 6th hole. Day in and day out. You have to understand that Buckeye, Sundance Golf Course in Buckeye is one of the smallest footprints for a long golf course in the valley. It's long, it's narrow, and it's built inside of a glass slipper. This golf course was built first. There he hit his first ball. I see this so typical. This is so typical. They hit their first ball. They struggled with getting over the lake. And the first thing they do is grab another ball. And it shows the etiquette this guy has. He should step away from the tee, allow other people to hit, and then if he wants to hit a second ball, he steps up to the tee. He doesn't even know the etiquette. You see that? He almost hit the man behind him. That ball went backwards and almost hit the man behind him. Okay, now his friend is going to come up and hit. And you judge whether he's got a good swing. Is he turning the body? Is he making a swing? Or is he can't, these guys will not turn. It's an arm swing. It's all arms. It's no body turn. It's an arm swing. And he got off the tee. Now here we come. This is so typical. It happens day in and day out. It'll make you sick to watch. If you're a golfer, this will make you sick to watch day in and day out. Okay? He just dug up the ground on a practice swing. He definitely doesn't know where the ball is. Now watch this swing and watch where he looks immediately after he hits it. There it is. He hit one open face, outside in, open face, weak grip, bang. And he hit a line drive into a house about 2 houses down from me. All right? There you go. Typical. Day in and day out. Why do I have to put up with this? Tell me. Why do I have to put up with it? I'll stop it right here. But it don't matter what tee. It can be the long ones all the way back 177 yards. It can be the gold ones at around 160. Okay? And what would be worse, my house probably would have got hit if they would have moved this back to the corner, all the way back. I probably would have got hit by that ball. It would have come into one of my yards instead of the yard it went into. But how do you defend yourself against this? As a member who invested in a house on this fairway, how do I remedy this? How do I remedy it? I can't. I'm a slave to the golf course. They can put bozos like this guy. And you're probably thinking, what a cynical thing to say. You shouldn't be so harsh. I'm being harsh with the golf establishment here. All right? Golf is dead. I've been watching it die for 19 years. When I first got out here the first couple of years, every weekend morning and most weekday mornings, there was a parade of golfers early in the morning. It started as soon as the course opened. As soon as the course opened, there was play on it. I'm watching it die right now. And a lot of people with my little chairs and my bunker up here in the hill that I'm getting sued with for. I'm getting sued by the HOA and its lawyers. They don't like that I put a set of chairs and a little safety bunker on the corner of my lot. They see the provocation. They went like 18 or 19 years here. Whenever the women played the women's tee, they could look into my patio. And there was nobody sitting out there. So they had the tee box all to themselves. They don't like it now that I've got that barrier up there, or that berm, that redoubt, bunker, whatever you want to call it. It keeps people out of my yard. That corner where the bunker is, or where where I put sandbags and built it up, used to be a ingress and egress for every golfer to hit a ball up here. Every golfer that hit a ball up here, they start at my lot looking for balls. It doesn't matter where they hit the ball, up north of the 6th hole. If they hit it north of the 6th hole and they think it went into a lot, they don't know which lot it went into. So they start at my lot, walking down my property line, looking in everybody's yard for their golf ball. Okay? This is primitive golf. It's primitive. How about fixing this? How about being a real professional? How about quit being willfully ignorant to the burden and the slavery that I'm being subject to? I can't get away from this. The only way I can get away from this is selling the house. I shouldn't have to sell the house to get away from this. I should be able to reason with a bunch of adults in the clubhouse and say, you're targeting me every day with foul balls and mediocre golf. And then the golf shop, as real professionals, should really look at the hole and redesign it. Okay? Move these tees to the other side of the lake. Make everybody hit a lake shot here. Make everybody hit a lake shot. Make them hit it over the lake. Take these tee boxes that are close to everybody's house up here and that cause property damage and injury day in and day out. Take those tee boxes across the lake, across the pond, or across that little harbor. All right? How about taking that tee box about 30 yards to the right and get me out of play? He hit a house up here. Okay? He hit a house that was like 2 doors down from mine. And if they would have had the tee box back here where everybody wants it every morning, he would have hit my house. Okay? Please, do something about this. And for all you losers out there that think I'm an old fuddy, this isn't golf. This isn't golf. Not the way I've been playing golf for 60 years. This is new golf. This golf course came along after the turn of the century. And what they started doing, and they started pushing the envelope. If you know what pushing the envelope means. Pushing the envelope is how small a footprint can we put on a long course and then drape it with glass and houses. How small can we get the course and how close can we put the tee boxes to the house and still get away with it? They're getting away with it because every response from the clubhouse for a broken window, somebody gets dinged in the head. Every response right now is, it was an accident, it was unintentional, the guy didn't mean it. So you have no recourse or remedy. You're going to have to buy a new window on your own. We're not going to make the golfer buy your window. Even though that guy right there is a perfect example, if he would have broke a window, I don't know, he might have. I didn't go down and investigate, but I know I saw it, I was witnessing, I was there watching the camera, I saw him hit it in another yard. If that would have been my yard and my window, I would have had to buy a window on the 3rd ball this guy hit. only to have, when I reported the broken window to the pro shop, the person's going to say, the guy didn't mean it. It was unintentional. It was an accident. How about taking these accidents to the other side of that harbor? All right? Make everybody hit a lake shot on the 6th hole. The women, everybody. Give the place a little character. And for all you losers out there that are giving me complaints, I bet you're from the West Valley. And I bet you think Trump is still president. Because everybody else out here in the West Valley thinks that Trump is still the president. I bet if you did a survey of everybody who works in the HOA and the HOA board and everybody in the golf shop, if you asked them who was the president right now, they would say Donald Trump. My HOA, when they have guest speakers, I think they've had every election denier in the valley come and speak at Sundance Active Adult. When they bring speakers in, they're election deniers. I happen to live in the town of Buckeye. This is one of the most bucolic, it was 20 years ago when I moved here. But the whole West Valley is Republican on steroids. And they all believe that Trump is still the president. So all you losers out there that like to give me shit about not liking what the golf course and the clubhouse is doing to me, why don't you come and buy my house? Come and make an offer on my house and see how long it takes before you finally get saturated with trespass and damage. And when you call up the clubhouse, you're not talking to a professional with 50 years or 40 years of being a pro under his belt. You're talking to a kid who got his job through nepotism. He's got an uncle that got him his job. He doesn't know a thing about golf, okay? He's a young punk in his 20s and 30s. And here when I go in and I try to explain to him that I'm not used to this kind of golf. I'm not used to being a target. I don't like to be slaved to that tee box for damage and personal injury, and you know better. But he doesn't know better. And his uncle and the HOA board and everybody here in Buckeye said, you don't have to listen to that guy. Don't worry about it. He bought a house on a golf course. Yeah? Well, I've replaced a lot of windows. The front window in my house right now only has one pane. I paid extra for the gas-filled double pane windows when I bought the house. But because of where the 5th tee box is and the people who are right-handed booming from the 5th tee box are always missing right. They put the ball on 233rd, it bounces down 233rd, 100 yards or so, and it takes out windows. It took out my front window. I immediately knew about it. The lady who was in the house said it sounded like a gunshot when it hit the window. She brought me the ball immediately. Nobody was on the course. I went out to the course. I had to wait 15 minutes for the group to finish. When they came through, I presented them with the golf ball, and none of them would admit that they broke my window. How could we break your window? You're the only people that came down. The course is empty. It's early on a Saturday morning. You're the first people to come through. Who else would break my window? Well, that window isn't replaced. It's been broken for 5 years. It's probably $1,000 to replace it. And I'm not going to replace it. I'm not going to replace it because tomorrow morning, the day after I give a window installer $1,000 to put it in, tomorrow morning it could get broke again, and when I call up Andy or whoever's in the pro shop, they're going to tell me that it was an accident and the guy didn't mean it. Another bad hole with another bad tee. The fifth hole. The fifth hole, they put balls in 233rd lane all day long. All day long. The big hitters. The big hitters with the big driver that don't know how to hit it straight. When they go to the range, they might hit it straight 1 out of 4 times. And then they go to the back tees, the black tees, on the fifth hole and bang away into a strong left to right wind with a little tail on the ball. They're hitting a high fade. They don't know how to close the face. Their grip is weak. And like I said, there's no remedy. I'm living with a window that I bought the brand new one, the gas-filled one 20 years ago, and now I have to sit there and look out a window that's only 1 pane thick. And I have a phobia about spending money on windows. Because why? So that they can get broken again by the same routine? You guys ought to be ashamed of yourself. I'm ashamed of you. You guys are the whitest people on earth out here in the West Valley. You're all Republicans. You all think Trump won. Makes me ashamed to be a white person. And I'm not really white like West Valley white. I'm a Caucasian. That means I could be anything that resembles white, but it isn't the white that they have out here in Buckeye. We got super whites out here. Trump type whites. The kind of white people that Trump wants. Okay? I've been a slave to this for 19 years. Thank you everybody out in YouTube land for listening.